think back over these past couple of weeks, during the season of Lent, very often our opening song was "Change Our Hearts This Time." You know, we sang "Change our hearts this time, change our minds this time. Your love will let it be." Interesting part of that phrase is "this time." Most of us here are not New Catholics. Most of us here have been going to Lent for a long time. And we have gone through this period of conversion. We've gone through this period of purification. We've gone through this period of reflection, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Nobody's here older than 50. So, somewhere in that number of years. This time, Lord, let it work. This time, change our hearts. This time, change our minds. I think this evening, no music, and that wasn't planned. A number of things weren't planned, and we kind of had to fit them in as they were working out. And very often we think that liturgy is very much like Broadway. Everything is scripted. You follow the manual, you follow the directions, you do what you're supposed to do, and it all works. Sometimes. It's not like that. Because even when everything works and falls into place perfectly, it may not change our hearts. And sometimes when everything falls apart, and the liturgy is done, at least in terms of the book, not so well, and the palms all fell down, and Father Roy forgot his homily, and Deacon Bill showed up late, and his socks didn't match, and any of those things. And yet there was something that moved our heart. This week is about transformation. Change our hearts this time. In order for that to happen, you and I have to engage, to just simply be, bystanders. Like we go to a play or to a concert and we observe a well-done production. Bravo! And we survive to Easter. But it doesn't change anything. It was a waste of time. But if we engage into the story of our redemption, if we engage in this week, this Holy Week, then the transformation has a possibility. Please, don't leave here this evening, say, yeah, this is going to be different this year, I'm going to make a difference, and then Monday comes along and life happens and we go about doing our usual, and all of a sudden, bam, it's Easter Sunday, and no transformation happened. Some of us will have the time and the opportunity to make it to one of the Holy Week services, whether it be Holy Thursday or Good Friday or the Easter Vigil on Saturday. Some of us won't. Life doesn't always work that way. But all of us have an opportunity to engage in the journey of Jesus Christ through the events of this week that make Easter possible, that make Easter meaningful, that make the resurrection. Change our hearts this time. Your love says it can be. Change our minds this time so that you and I together, as we journey through this Holy Week, can come to a joy-filled celebration of resurrection, not just of Jesus Christ, but a resurrection that you and I share in through the grace of our baptism. May this week genuinely be holy for all of us as we engage in the greatest story ever told, the story of our salvation.